Hey y'all, it is me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On. Word on the street, think happy, be happy. The word of God says that as a man thinketh, so is he. And this week I have, and I'm here to give y'all intention number 8, just in case, you know. But I'm going to start out with this. I have had to do some rebooting, which is fine by me. And I don't want to be rebooting in every area of my life, but sometimes, you got to look back on stuff and then just see, is this working for me? And if it's not, if it's something that I'm doing, then I need to do a course correction. Everything isn't always other people's fault. Sometimes it's the way we're looking at stuff, sometimes it's the way we're responding to things, and sometimes it's just the thing in general. And in that case, if it's a thing, then you got the power to make it do what it do. But when we start talking about people and relationships and stuff like that, you'll hear me talking about that a lot. And I think that the reason why I'm doing it is because my relationships have had to go through a major shift. I did not have any idea how close knit that my pod with my siblings and my parents is. I didn't. Um, and I just had this expectation that other people communicated like we do, as often as we do, with the intensity that we do, and with the love that we do. And I'm not saying it's a love fest 24/7. I am sure that I have inflamed all of my siblings, and I am sure that at some point in time I have inflamed my parents and will continue to on some levels, just like any kid does when you giving them a groundwork and they just like not walking 100 in what it is. It is a process, but you still want to see. I always tell my nieces and nephews the goal is that your people want to see what they put into you to go to use before they not here no more. They want to see you fly. They want to see you thrive. They want to see you, pulling ahead, and I'm forever telling them, please don't be like me. Be better than I am. Be better than I am. Act better than I do. Excel, on every level. Go beyond. That's what you want them to do. And I mean, and my mom's thoughts for me are no different than than other people's thoughts for their kids. It's just that Scranton is a little different. And the other day I had to sit back and I hope I don't start crying talking about this, but my aunt came over, Scranton's sister, and my mom had us, and I've told y'all before, at an early age, and so we have been with her for a long time, and but with her having us at an early age, back at in the time frame that she had us, it was taboo to have children at that age, and it was taboo to have children, in. I won't go too deep because that's that is you know. But I will say it was taboo. And you can read between the lines and add to whatever you want to or take away or whatever. But I'm just saying, so she had to, her interactions with us were shrouded because when she was out in public with us, it had to be like, like she wasn't, like this was a predicament that she was in, and how dare you be happy, with those 3 babies, and da 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 da. And I just always attributed to almost like having a scarlet letter on your back. Some of the things that she's told us, over the years, and this isn't stuff she didn't never tell us this when we were young. She told it to us at a time when we could understand it and not internalize it and feel like if it hadn't been for us, then she would have da 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 da. But she let us in on it at a time when we could see that. I see, this is my own personal vantage point, that if people want to, they can. And you can add whatever you want to in that blank. If you want to blank, then you can. Okay? So her response to things that we do, achievements that we have done and stuff like that is kind of different. And at first, we would talk about this, be like, okay, I did such and such. Why, everybody else's mom and daddy is up jumping around and being happy, and they are outwardly, yay, and doing all that. I mean, fist pump and all that wasn't in then, but they was like, all that. Even I just did jazz hands, and jazz hands wasn't even in then. I don't know what people was doing, but I know that kids know excitement and stuff. And she would be like, my mom had this look, and it was always like, just this smile that broadens, and then you can see her pulling it in, and then it would broaden again and pulling it in. So we learned her cues. And so the other day we were talking, and she, my aunt came over, and her daughter has, she has a doctorate, and they extremely proud, and they should be. My aunt was a stay-at-home mom, and my uncle has a car shop, and they educated both their children with what they made. And she came over, and she had brought a paper, and that my cousin had authored, and it had been published, I'm sure. And they were talking about this. Mama was telling me about it. And she said when she did that, all I could think of was, my aunt was proud. And this is, I'm telling y'all this because this is kind of just to give you insight on some things you probably may have noticed. Like if I get boxes and stuff from people, I'm kind of real reserved. We learned that. So now you know why if I'm crying, it's a really, really big thing. But if you see me, that's what that is. Dish Milk does it. The person that I would say was the most free was Sissy. Sissy would just do, I mean, throw her head back, do a belly laugh. That girl was free, okay? But me and Dish Milk, we have a lot. We kind of walk in those things a lot, in Mama's things. So when I started laughing because she said something. At first, I thought she was talking about this owl that I painted. Y'all, I cannot stand him. I cannot stand him. And if I might insert a picture of him, but I think it was one summer, me and my aunt, the one that's the same age I am, she calls me Buzz Buzzard, and I call her Bat. Me and Bat went and took a ceramics class up the street. This lady that taught us, her name was Susie. And we went up there, and we was going, we was going to take the world by storm. We was getting ready to do ceramics us, and we was getting ready to ceramic down. We were going, I mean, in my mind, I'm sitting up here, I'm going to open a plate line. I'm going to learn how to make beautiful artisanal mugs. I didn't know the word artisanal then. I just was saying fancy. Fancy mugs. And I'm going to be able to do this, that, there, and the other. And what came out was this ugly owl. I cannot stand him. And he is in Scranton's living room right now. She loves that owl. She loves him. OWL. I can't even say his name right. But you see the scowl I get. I cannot stand him. And I already told her when something happens and you're not here no more, Scranton, I can't make no guarantees on what's going to happen to him. I really cannot. Let me pull myself back in because he do get my goat like that. I wish I would have did a ceramic goat or something like that because he is But anyway, and there's a story behind the owl too. I have to tell y'all that at another time. And it's about a relative that at one point I didn't know was a relative, and they have the same exact owl, and they also went to ceramics and painted an owl. And when I went to their house they live in a totally different state, and it is an uncle of mine. So we not talking about kid to kid. We talking about this is an adult male, and I'm telling the story anyway. See how I do? But anyway, when I went to his house to meet him, because this was my real father's brother, and we were separated from them. And y'all know, I told y'all my father got killed when I was 2, and Dish Milk was a few months old. And he got that had an owl just like my owl in his front room on, it's big. The thing is big. Y'all gonna see him. I'm gonna insert him. And I'm like, what is this fool doing down here? That I could not concentrate on meeting my relatives because I'm trying to figure out how this owl got down here in this lower state. Like it was a different state low on the southern state. And I'm like, what in the world? Y'all, if I ever get a picture of him, if Bubby go down there, I'm going to have him take a picture. It's, it's just strange. And this is where I say nature versus nurture is real. Now, I don't know what made that man pick that owl. I don't even know. It had to be something up here because I don't even know what made me pick him now. But back to the story. My aunt came over and she was so proud and she was showing off my cousin's, publication. And Mama did something that she don't usually do that. Although I know she keeps up with the stuff that we do. And she said, and when she was doing that, she said, I just couldn't help it. I just, I let her know, yeah, when I'm in here moving stuff around, sometimes, she called my name. I run over her articles and stuff that was in the journal. And, 'cause she got published too, but that was a long time ago. And I was like, you didn't do that, did you? And she was like, yeah. And I said, I mean, I could see her doing her smile. And in the inside of me, I was doing it too. Now, I'm not telling y'all this to brag. I'm telling y'all this because it kind of gives you some insight on why everybody has their little individual things that they do, and it doesn't always correspond with what's going on. And so that it made me happy because I often wondered, what she thought about that. Because when I told her about it and I sent the publication to her, um, I wasn't there. And to be totally honest, 4 years passed before I ever even said anything to anybody about it. I didn't talk about it. It was like a personal victory. It was something that I wanted, and but I didn't talk about it because I felt like it was wrong for me to talk about. And again, that's some more of the stuff that we got bled down to us because of the way that people allowed her emotional responses when we were small. So we in turn learned how to be reserved and how not to just really celebrate our accomplishments. We just not real good with that. I mean, even now, I'm still really not good with that. And so, how I got off on that bunny trail, I don't know. But I wanted to tell y'all also, I'm changing subjects in case you didn't know. CVS has their stuff on sale, their summer stuff, clearance, 70%. If I drink 2 of these, I have my gallon of water in per day. That's what I shoot for. Do I always make it? No. But I was walking and sipping this morning on the treadmill. I've been on the treadmill already. I have walked over a mile this morning. Yesterday, I went out there October the 1st and I walked 2.144 miles. Yes, I did. Because I am working on some stuff, some internal and external stuff. Plus, y'all know I'm in pre-K. That glow run is coming up and the kid gotta be ready. So this thing was normally like $12 and I got it for $3 and 75 cents or $3.74 at CVS, okay? And it's pretty nifty. Now, when I'm talking about creating an oil slick, this is what I'm talking about. See this pure sesame seed oil, the brand is Sunlook. I bought this with my own money. They ain't contacted me and told me, please talk about us, and we'll slide you something under the table would be a bribe. Over the table. just slide you something. Okay? No, that ain't how that's working. This came out of my pocket. Pure sesame seed oil, no preservatives. Okay? I like the benefit of oil pulling. If you do not know what oil pulling is, look it up. I'm going to tell you that so you can see and do your own research and see if it's something that you would like to do or you would be interested in. But it has more benefits than just the dental type stuff. It has some other benefits to it. Immune type stuff. And I find that when I oil pull, when the seasons change or we got a lot of craziness going outside, like stuff blowing and all that, I don't react and respond. I used to have some really serious issues with season change. Like we in fall now and all this fall stuff is blooming. Nose used to be red. My nose is red right now, mainly because I've been out there on the treadmill walking and praising the Lord. Okay, but it used to would be Rudolphy and eyes swole up and watering and going on, sneezing and going on, and people thinking you got something, and it really ain't nothing except for the allergies because you don't have a strong immune system. So that's where oil pulling comes in for me. It really does a double duty. And I had slacked off on oil pulling. Some people use coconut oil. When I first started out, I was using coconut oil, but I prefer you have sesame seed oil is has a taste to it. And it is something that for some people you might have to get acclimated to. But I think that I get a better response when I use sesame oil as opposed to coconut oil. That's just me. So I have brought oil pulling back into my morning regimen, and it's basically a certain amount of oil in your mouth. You swish and swish and swish, not swallow. For me, it's 15 to 20 minutes, and then I gargle, and then I brush, and that's just it. So I just wanted to share that I will be creating oil slicks daily. Okay, and y'all, I'm getting ready to get off here. I got to go and get this side off me because I did break a sweat out there, and I'm real happy about that. And I'm getting ready to go, is what I'm saying. I'm not, because I was just getting ready to start talking some more because I'm sitting up here looking at this right here and thinking about it. Avocado. And I have some supplements and stuff I want to talk to y'all about too in another video. Y'all have a good day.